we starting to get prepped for disappointment again? And the second files are about to get released, and people don't think shit's going to be coming out, and things need to come out in order for this to be taken seriously. Well, the people involved seem to be prepping you for disappointment, whether it's Tim Burchett, now Burlison, who was on Fox talking about the things that he's seen, and then basically saying for people not to get their hopes up. What does that all mean? And are they? Is this the kind of the fear what we thought that yeah, this is what people want to see? Is it very similar to what happened with the Kennedy files, right? Like yeah, check it out. Nothing. Yeah, look at that. Nothing. Balloons. Mick West goes, yay, I win. So let's see. Let's check out what he says, and then we'll move it on.
What do you expect to see on the next drop?
So there's a lot of videos that we had received word from insiders. We had a list of video files. We sent those to the Department of War requesting access to be able to be briefed on those. We have been briefed. Representative Luna, myself, and Burchett and others sat in a room and watched 52 videos. And it was some of these videos that have not been made public yet. Some of them are very interesting. I don't want to get people's hopes up. There's a lot of videos, and I think that the way that the administration is going about this is the right way, but just keep in mind, a lot of these videos have not been explained, but as you watch some of them, you'll see that some of them are clearly balloons or birds, but there's also some things in there that are very interesting.
That's not too damning. He's just saying, look, basically, there's going to be a lot of stuff people can't explain. And you'll see new videos that people will get up there and debate and say that they're either balloons or birds and, interesting ones that are clearly not anything that is out of the ordinary. You can probably explain it. And then there's some that we still have to figure out. And that's the fear with round two, is that this is round one all over again. It's similar to what I've been talking about when it came to these hearings. Like the hearings were, yeah, David Grush worked there. There's a couple pilots, great. Conversation's going. Now let's get some firsthand witnesses in there as well. Nope. Reporters and people who worked on Star Trek and other shit. And it's like, well, wait a minute. I know the guy didn't work on Star Trek, but he was doing Star Trek motions, or whoever that guy was. Still don't know why that guy testified. But this is something, he said, look, the administration's going about it the right way. They're releasing stuff, and they're kind of prepping things. And you can go to that extreme of one extreme saying, look, they're just going to keep dumping things like this to where it's the same old argument. It's the same old thing. Sure, there's just videos that haven't been released yet, but now they are, and they're no different than the other ones that got released. There's nothing kind of clear cut to say, yeah. That's something. That's clear. That's like the most clear video that they have is the one you want to see. That's what they're hoping for. And then you get the other extreme where I did a video yesterday. I think it was yesterday morning. Same show. Where they were talking about the different potential species that have visited the planet, and it was Dan Farah and Hal Puthoff who were talking about it and the things that have been discussed. And the take that I kind of have is that the more mainstream media was covering it. I saw a clip. Joe Rogan was talking about it now, and it was an interesting point that I didn't think about as well, where if these things are coming up and the news is covering it, as we covered in yesterday's video, is that the government's way of prepping us for this, the start of disclosure, to start hearing that, and then just becomes part of the conversation? Because my thing was always when the news organization's not covering certain stories that I think, like, even if they don't believe it, just to cover it and have a roundtable about it. My thought process was always, well, the people in charge just don't want this covered. They're being told to not cover it. They're being told to, stay away from this topic. And maybe that's not the case anymore. Maybe the case, cover it, get it out there. I don't know. Maybe the answer could be no, none at all. It's not the way how news works. I mean, news organizations are bought and paid for. You can't take any of them serious as far as actually, reporting the news. Nonpartisan or bipartisan rather. You can't. Everybody's got an agenda. And there are some that just report the stories themselves and have the stories, but it's rare. But nonetheless, they're covering this topic. And when you hear Burlison talking about, I don't want to get people's hopes up. I think that more so than just saying, oh, we got nothing. It's more of, this is a lot of the same type of things where you're not going to, he's basically saying you're not going to get a video file that convinces you 100% because it doesn't convince him 100%. And look, he's the most out of him, Luna, Burlison, all of them. He's the most skeptical out of them. And you need that, right? You need someone who's going to be skeptical. He wants to get to the bottom of it, it seems. But you need the skeptical point of view. There's a difference between, as I've talked about many times over, everybody should be skeptical. Everybody should be skeptical, but you should also ask questions and not just, you shouldn't make skepticism your brand. You know what I mean? Just because, well, time to be it. It doesn't matter what it is. Alien sits down next to you. That's not an alien. It's a guy in a costume. Wait, but they're definitely here. No. My subscribers won't subscribe to me anymore unless I'm a skeptic. So you got to move that. You should ask questions though, because the honest answer is every one of these videos could be a balloon or a bird. Every one. But you got to get clear-cut answers, and the question is, are we ever going to get those clear-cut answers? Is the tape just going to be too thick? That's where the skepticism for me comes in. I just think there's going to be roadblocks on this for as long as me and you are on this earth. I don't know about 50, 60, 70, 150, 200 years from now. I don't know. Maybe the same old dance. Who the hell knows? I just don't think that, with simple topics, we can't figure it out as a species. Definitely down on that. I mean, you look at social media and you just go, we're never going to figure this out. And I'm talking about social media just with people having conversations and how they talk to one another. It's like, we're never going to be on the same page. The stupidest thing that I think that everybody should be judged for, if this topic turns out to be legit, and if this is all real, and we've had an opportunity, you've heard things in the past where some of the reports, I can't remember who it was, Jesse Michaels had somebody on, and someone who had said that they were had an experience with these beings, and he was someone high profile in the government. I can't remember, it was in a subsect of Russia. I can't remember the guy's name. You guys can tell me in the comments. But essentially, he said, when he asked, "Why don't you reveal yourself?" and I said that human beings just can't. They're just not ready for it. That's the most realistic thing anyone's ever said, whether he's making it up or not. It's like, we can't even figure out if you don't like another movie someone else likes, then you death threats on them. It's stupid. It's like it's just depressing. If it is true and everything is true, you would assume, who cares about any other topic that is going on in the world at all? At all. Who cares if it turns out that we could get answers to the universe, to the galaxy, to why we're here, to any of that? Who cares about this other shit? Because it could all be changed in a blink of an eye. Energy, from how we live to how we die to all this different stuff, if there are potential answers. But the problem is, it's the belief in it. And unless the belief is there from everybody, and I think that there's a lot of money at stake, there's a lot of people don't want the world to change. There's a lot of people who wouldn't want the world to change. From, again, energy, from money to weapons to religion to all this stuff. People would want it. We don't want to change it. If they knew, if someone had all the secrets, that if everybody knew this, our world would be different tomorrow. They wouldn't be in power anymore. That wouldn't be looked upon that particular way anymore. People would actually shift and start doing that. That market would crash. Those people would be out. They wouldn't be here anymore. And that's why the decisions are made. It's not about bettering us. If those people knew, yeah, well, but if I don't know if any of this is true, I'm just giving an example. If it's like, well, if this technology was actually out to the rest of the world, there'd be no more disease. Again, I'm just making something up. Not that there's any data on that. I'm just saying. And then everyone will know. Then the pharmaceutical companies would be out of business. And then, yeah, then we would lose money there. And then we would lose money there. And then those people, and then it would be too many people in the world. And it care about human life. They don't care the shit. They don't give a shit about how they're going to benefit themselves. They've been doing it for 70, 80 years. So, I mean, the fact that, hey, these scientists that were working on this stuff, clearly something happened to them. And this is, no, they can't be out there talking. Take them out. It's crazy. It's crazy in the value of it, but it's like, this again, the skeptical side is just not going to ever change. So to hear Burlison say, don't get your hopes up. Yeah, I think it was on that page already. I'm not expecting anything massive to come out of this. I'm expecting more balloon bird talk from, Mick West and the rest of the crew. And you could say, makes sense, Mick. There's no proof. So you got it. It makes sense. I get it. So where and when are we going to get this information? I don't know if we're going to get it. What do you guys think? I don't disagree with anybody who says, but it's good that people are talking about it. Couldn't agree more. Good that first wave came out and that people are taking it more serious. 1,000%. No argument. But we've got to see what these next couple of waves do. And it seems, if you listen to Burchett, the blocks that are coming, even from the blocks to the White House, it just shouldn't give anybody hope there. Sorry to be a bummer on it. Just like it's one of the, there's things that I'm always hoping I'm wrong on, and I hope this is one of them. So put your thoughts in there. Let me know. Please comment, like, subscribe, do all that more. I'll be back a little later. Thanks, everybody.